Hello, this is Jim Muratsky. In this video I'd like to show you how to use Leah's slideshow component in Community Center and get started. It's a component, so in order to do at least the first part of creating the component you have to be logged in as a site manager. And so if you go find the Your Profile link and then scroll down into the component tools and click into Slideshow Manager, here you can use the Add a Slideshow wizard to get started. I'm going to here type Test Slideshow as the name. You can give it any name. You can have as many slideshows on a site as you'd like. We get our standard security information screen here, which we can just skip over for now. And then the next thing we have to do is decide what sort of preferences we want to specify for this slideshow. You can specify a player, so a slideshow can appear both as a regular slideshow that has like a transition in between, and this JavaScript player will be able to be scaled on a responsive website. You can have it show up as thumbnail images, which would just be little links to pictures that folks can click on to see a larger view. And then there's also a Flash version, which we don't recommend since not too many devices support Flash anymore, but it's just kind of here for backward compatibility. So I'm going to leave it set to JavaScript because I'm going to want a slideshow for now. I can always go back and change this later. And then you can also specify the width and height of the slideshow. So this would be like an aspect ratio. This is 3:2, for example, here. I'm going to leave that set to default as well, but depending on your website you may want to have it be a little bit different aspect ratio. And again, you can go back and fix that later. We also, because I've chosen a JavaScript player, I can decide what fill mode I'm going to use here. Fit entire picture in the slideshow space, which means that it'll, regardless of the aspect ratio of the picture, it's going to fit it into this 600 by 400 aspect ratio place. Or if I say crop pictures to fit in the slideshow space, then it's going to make every picture fill the entire area, and if some of the picture gets chopped off because of that, that's okay. So right now I'll leave it as fit entire picture in slideshow space, and we will take a look at the various options toward the end once we've got some pictures in here. And then finally, I'm working on a responsive site, so I'm going to check this box that says slideshow can expand to fill container, which means it'll be bigger or larger depending on the type of device I'm looking at, but it'll always fit in the area that I've got. So I've done that. I'm going to select next, and I'm done. So I already have a slideshow, and that's really all I need to do to set it up. The next part that I need to do is come here to a page and insert the slideshow as a component. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this page that I've created already to host this slideshow. I'm going to go to the components area. Your site might look a little bit different than this, but you'll see around your site places to drop in component views. I'm going to click Configure Component Views, and I'm going to select Slideshow from the list here and edit the view properties and choose the slideshow that I've created. So here's the test slideshow, and I'm done with that. So I'm going to go ahead and click Use These Views, and then go ahead and submit the page, and then close this window. And now my slideshow is here on the page, and it just appears as a set of edit buttons, as some things do. I need to go ahead and click Edit to begin to add slides to the show. So when I click over to Edit, it goes into edit mode, and the slides that are in the show just show up on the page here. And so in order to add pictures, I'm going to click Add New here. A little box pops up. I click Choose File, and now I can start working on which pictures I'm going to add to my slideshow. So I'll start with a few just standard sample pictures here. Go ahead and submit that. Right now I can only put them in one at a time. Eventually we hope to have a way to bulk upload them. But once I've got a picture into the slideshow, then I can specify a title, a caption. I'll type something in here. I can put a link on the picture if I'd like to go to another page. I can put an attribution for a particular person who took the picture. And I can change the order, and if later on if I want to delete any pictures, I would just check this box and then save the changes down here with this button. But let's add a second picture so we have something else to go by. I'm going to go ahead and submit this one. So now I have two pictures in here, and I'm going to add one more, and I want to go try to find one that's not the same aspect ratio as these. So let's go back and find some other picture that I'm in. Add one from Burt Township here. This is a really different aspect ratio. So now I've got here a cemetery scene. Oops. Okay. So now I've got three pictures into my slideshow, and in order to check it out as to what it looks like at this point, I can just click this View This Show button up here. It'll convert back to the viewer button link, and so this is what it looks like. I can page through the various pictures. The caption that I put shows up beneath here, and as you can see from the way that this is set up, the entire picture fits into the space that is allowed for the slideshow. And so in this case, this vertically oriented picture, the entire thing fits in here. When I switch over to the other ones, the entire picture fits in. So let's go back and change some of these settings. Say I wanted to crop pictures to fit in the slideshow space. I'm going to go ahead and submit that. And now you see we have a very different look and feel. The entire picture fits into the area that was allowed. Again, that aspect ratio, it might be bigger or smaller than that pixel wise, but it's going to still be a 3:2 view. And then if you go back and look at this cemetery picture that was very vertically oriented before, you can see here that it is now cropped to fit in that same 3:2 space. I also just want to briefly show you one of the other options here would be to go to thumbnail image view. If I click on that, then this is what I get. Thumbnails that are fit into this space, and then if I click on them, they pop up in a light box, so in a larger view that people can see, and then dismiss them that way. So that's the basics of how the slideshow component works. If you have any questions, please call us at LIA or email support@liaa.org, and look forward to seeing your slideshows. Thanks.